Howdy boys and girls, Dikash here. Welcome back to my channel where it's all horror all the time. I'm having a bit of a hard time recollecting what it is that I did last night, let alone during Thursday's playing session. So I might as well go ahead and dive back in again ASAP, figure out where we left things off. So once again, quick recap. Robert Throckmorton wants me to find Professor Harriet Doe. To do this, I must investigate and discover who attacked his expedition and kidnapped her. So, the casebook. So we found a lab flask. The label has been scraped off and there is some powder residue on the bottom of the flask. And a certain location we need to check out. The man who broke into the EOD fish storage is somehow connected to the university. I need to visit the university. Now I seem to remember going there and talking to like maybe 2 or 3 people, but not really making any headway there. Just as a little mnemonic, you know, for context. Let's go over other clues. Daryl Grimes asked me to report my findings to Anna at the fish market. Yeah, that rings a bell. A man broke into the fish storage and dosed the fish with an unknown but likely poisonous substance. A guard was alerted by the noise and chased him out. Yep, starting to come back to me now. Feeling slightly more confident already. But yeah, let's go ahead and revisit the university and see what I did not pick up on.
All on sale, today only.
During Thursday's session. Oh yeah, there's Mr. Proto-Hipster guy.
Something I can help you with, sir?
Some books can be really mind-blowing, don't you think?
So, do we look for another entrance into the university, maybe? Oh yeah, I remember trying to climb these drain pipes to no avail. Let's check out the street level, see if there's something like a sewer grate or anything along those lines. Robin, hey, good to have you, man. Thanks for joining, and thanks for making sure the chat window is actually set up properly this time around. I appreciate the assistance. But yeah, what are we gonna do about this this university business then? Hang on, that marker, is that something I manually placed there? Seems like it. Department of Medicine. Now why would I want to go there? Nope, no dialogue here.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Oakmont University Department of Medicine. I'm Samuel.
Charles Reed, private investigator. I have a few questions if you don't mind. You recognize this bottle? Maybe you could tell me what's inside.
That's one of our lab bottles. We have a lot of them. As for what's inside, I'd need to run some tests.
Yeah, could you do that for me?
These tests aren't cheap. And the other day I could get right to it, but we're, somewhat hindered right now.
What's up?
Our lab is crawling with, well, creatures. Professor Westerbrook's research is a little unconventional, and something went wrong. Really wrong.
So, if I do a little pest control for you, you'll run those tests for me. For free?
Our budget is tight. You'd be helping the cause of science, Mr. Reed. Isn't that enough?
Oh, I guess science could help itself.
All right. Yes, you solve our problem, and I'll run the test for you. Off the books. Here's the key for the basement.
Sounds fair. I still can't get over how all the inhabitants are just writing off all these alien-looking creatures and weird shit in general going on. It's just a minor inconvenience. EOD is banned to all staff and students of the University of Oakmont. Henceforth, any mention of the Everyone's Obvious Duty organization, also known as EOD, its symbolics, current and or past members, as well as espousing their beliefs, is forbidden on university grounds on pain of dismissal and or expulsion. The administration has received numerous reports of EOD activity and outreach disguised as so-called charity work throughout our university and all over Oakmont. This dangerous activity has reached epidemic proportions and cannot be tolerated. Administration of the Board of Trustees. And it looks like we got ourselves another Mind Palace clue. Now these three all seem so disparate that I'm not even gonna try linking that together just yet.
The door won't budge.
So yeah. Basement. Can't carry any more of what? That seems like a type of ammunition. Where are we at with skill points? Let's see if I can increase my ammo capacity. Even if only by a little bit. Yeah, looks like there's really no way around combat during the main case by now. So yeah, unnatural recovery when close to death, slowly regenerate a limited amount of health for one last fighting chance. That sounds pretty good right about now. Don't you be spitting at me, you sack of shit. 5 shovel hits for these to go down, which is good to know. Might save us a bit of ammunition, and apparently the lab is clear already. So how come I'm still hearing movement?
I'm glad this thing is dead. Why do they even keep it here?
Why indeed? That's not very feng shui. Experiment log part 2. Now before I read this out loud, let's maybe go ahead and see if I can find part 1 first. There we go. Experiment log part 1. March 2nd. I have finally received a living specimen. Sadly, it's only the smallest one. The grunts call it Mr. Handsome, but I think it needs a proper name. March 3rd. Was thinking about the name for the specimen all night. I've begun a series of experiments on the creature. So far, it has proven exceptionally resistant to all the poisonous substances at my disposal, as well as acid and electrocution. Its shrieking, though, is bound to haunt me. March 5th. Last night I had a vision. Thousands of hands wrapped around me as a blanket, and I heard the name inside my head. Stygian Harvester. Ooh boy. That's ominous.
What kind of person would even touch this? Not to mention dissect it.
And here come the hallucinations again already. It's like the farther into the game you get, the faster your sanity meter drains, it would seem. So maybe let's try not look in the direction of any general weirdness going on. Wait, hang on. Did that really just disappear? That second part of that log was right fucking there. I know it was. Okay, that's slightly unnerving. Let's see if we can still find it in our documents archive. Be a shame if it wasn't there. Ah, there we go. Experiment log part 2. March 10th. With these pesky limitations removed, I can finally continue my experiments unhindered. I need to know more. The specimen remained alive even with half of its internal organs removed. It's fascinating. I'm on the verge of a breakthrough in biology as we know it. March 15th. I developed a way to reanimate their tissue, even in one that's been dead for weeks. This is monumental. The possibilities of it, the implications. Does this hint at something hidden, some trait present inside other creatures, and perhaps even ourselves? I will need to find volunteers. Little unorthodox there, but I guess I can respect the ambition, if nothing else.
I wonder what would happen if I press this button. Should I or shouldn't I?
Maybe let's not do that just yet. Gunpowder. Let's see what else we can craft. Nope. All maxed out on everything. Just to be on the safe side, yeah, let me go ahead and inject another first aid kit. And craft a replacement. Because somehow I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of good coming from us
So very tempting.
pressing this button. Just go ahead and do it, guy. Let's get this over with. Don't tell me we just... Oh, no. Yep, I'm regretting this decision already. Please tell me we can inject this while on the run. Yes, thank you. Shouldn't have done that. Shoot the glowy bits. Always shoot the glowy bits. That actually worked. Hey, you know what? Let's give this a good smack. Just for good measure. Wow, that took quite a bit of health kits. Right, so replaced all three. Not to mention ammo. Nah, that's all been looted. Okay, so, boys and girls, what have we learned? I cleared the monsters from the Department of Medicine lab. Hey, hang on, we got that prompt already. What was that notification just now? Gained XP and something or other. Oh well. Better go ahead and tell the good news, I suppose.
Your lab is certified creature-free.
Excellent, Mr. Reed. You've done us a great favor. Now we can get things up and running again.
Your lab was, interesting. Running experiments on those creatures. What's up with that?
Oh, they're fascinating, aren't they? Convincing evidence of new branches in the evolutionary tree. Can you blame us for taking an interest?
Maybe not. But so much dead flesh down there, that's going to attract scavengers. Didn't you think about that?
Yeah, well, no. We'll be more careful in the future. Your point's taken.
Okay. I've done my part. Here's the bottle. Now you run those tests.
Yes. Wait here. It shouldn't take long. We finished that analysis, sir. It's ricin.
Ricin?
A highly toxic poison extracted from castor beans. It's slow acting, but absolutely fatal to humans.
So, where do you get ricin? This isn't something you can pick up from a drugstore.
About that. It is rare, but we have a certain amount of it here. For study, in our poison store. Or we did. I'm afraid that must be where it came from. The label had been tampered with, but it certainly looks like ours. Where did you find it?
Crime scene. Someone was trying to poison a bunch of fish with it.
This is horrible. I need to warn everyone in the university about this.
Who's got access to where the poison's stored?
Only Professor Westerbrook has the key. His office is upstairs, right alongside Professor Cavendish's. Professor Westerbrook's not here, though. He's been sick for the last few days.
Quote unquote.
Professor Cavendish is away as well, on vacation.
Where do they live?
I'm not sure, but probably somewhere in Advent. Most of the teaching staff live there. Wait, you don't think it was one of them?
I'm working on that. Can you let me upstairs?
All right. This is serious. I'll help you. Here's the key, but please don't disturb the professor's things.
I'd like to know a bit more about your professors.
What do you want to know?
Westerbrook, I'm not entirely sure, but that name sounds vaguely familiar.
I want to know more about Westerbrook.
He's the head of our department. He's been here for, at least 30 years. He's one of the longest-serving staff we have. As you've already seen, he's particularly interested in the wild beast that recently appeared in our city.
Yeah, that's quite the unique fauna you have there.
I've no idea how he did it, but Mr. Throgmorton's men brought him live specimens for his research. He thinks he's on the verge of a breakthrough in evolutionary theory. A secret that, once revealed, will benefit all humankind.
Some secret should stay buried. 6 feet under.
You're not a man of science, are you? It's not about why. It's about what if.
What can you tell me about Professor Cavendish?
He's one of the most brilliant teachers we have here. A PhD at only 25. Just imagine. His biochemistry studies are second to none. Worthy of a Nobel Prize. If he could complete his work.
What's his problem?
I don't know. There's some kind of family trouble. It's made him standoffish and irritable, and easily distracted. I hope he gets through whatever he's going through. We need his talent, especially in these dark times.
I'll see you later.
Damn, that's a lot of leads, though. Gun at the ready, as usual. Is it just me or is this looking awfully bright? Let me have a look at my brightness settings. Nope, still good. Nah, you know what? Change of plans. Let me go ahead and expand another one of those first aid kits. Because there's a ready-made one, good to go, downstairs. Right, so we're at full health and maxed up on the amount of health kits that we're allowed to carry as it stands right now. Oh yeah, it's trippy time. Note from Professor Westbrook. This is absurd. It's been 5 months and they still haven't finished repairing my office. I'm done sitting in the corridor like some kind of waiter. I won't step foot into this building again until the works are finished, or you give me Cavendish's office. You tell it to the board. I'm through with this farce. Westerbrook.
The door won't budge.
Want to bet? Wait, this is supposed to be an office? Yeah, I think I understand the guy's complaints now.
These bottles look exactly the same as the one with the poison. These bottles look exactly the same as the one with the poison.
Well, we already knew we were in the right place, didn't we? So why am I getting these weird little funky peripheral vision ripplings? Draft of an article. Brothers and sisters. Too familiar. My fellow Americans. They are Americans too. Citizens of Oakmont. How much longer will we put up with those fish-faced bastards? Those fish freaks. Excuse me. How much longer will we put up with this? Those cave-forsaken degenerates who call themselves the EOD. Okay. Again, that's the Ripley peripheral vision stuff, but then when I switched to Mind's Eye, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot else we can pick up on. And this is true for both rooms, which kind of pisses me off. Ah, here we go. What even is this? Ah, it's probably like a wax imprint.
This should be good enough to make a decent copy.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. So before we go ahead and try and piece things together in the Mind Palace, let's have another look at this room. Can't help but notice the ripples have gone, so I want to say maybe one professor's trying to frame the other. Westerbrook has access to poison. Let's go ahead and try and link that to the spare key. George Cavendish, a professor at Oakland University, is the poison thief. He made himself a copy of the key to the poison locker. According to his student, he lives somewhere in Advent. Could have done with a bit more specifics, but okay. Meanwhile, the EOD helps prevent famine. The poisoned fish is spreading. Somewhere in Advent. Yeah, maybe let's try and track down his address in City Hall, is what I'm thinking. Let me double check. Yeah, that actually seems like our best bet for now.
I'd like to know a bit more about your professors.
What do you want to know?
What can you tell me about Professor Cavendish?
He's one of the most brilliant teachers we have here. A PhD at only 25. Just imagine. His biochemistry studies are second to none. Worthy of a
Right,
Nobel
okay.
Prize.
And what's his pro?
I don't...
Skip, because this is gonna
I'll
be
see you later.
a retread of what we've already heard. Now, City Hall.
Yes, yes, I haven't got all day. What do you want?
Just wanted to say hi. I'm new in town.
Oh, how nice for you. If you need to look anything up in our archives, get in line like everybody else.
What line, woman?
Get in line? I'm the only one here. Well, I guess that means I'm first then. So, I can just go look up what I need.
Don't sass me, young man. Next time there could be a line here, and you'll get no special treatment.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Bye.
So, long story short, I get to visit the archives. Right on. And here we are. So, choose evidence, poison thief. So this would be citizens after the flood. No, wait, let's go ahead and scratch that. I want to say occupation and advent. Name, George Walter Cavendish, DOB, yada yada, Oakland, Massachusetts. Place of residence, there we go. Advent Central, St. Michael's Road between Carpenter and Constitution. Well, that's pretty much all I needed to know. So Michael between Carpenter and Constitution. St. Michael's, Carpenter, and Constitution. Gotta be somewhere around here then. Close enough anyway.
Extra, extra. All the news that's fit for print. Buy a paper, mister?
Hey, yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and buy paper of this guy, if we can. Nope. No can do.
Find something you like.
Oh, we there already? Yeah, it looks like.
The door won't budge.
Apartment 2, I want to say. From the top of my head. Oh, wow, that's, huh. That's something you don't see every day.
The door won't budge. And judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. So why keep it around?
professor's fact list. Westerbrook usually has his lunch about 2:30. Gets some soap and always stays at the fish market. She shouldn't learn about me. New hauls of fish arrive every 2 days. An ounce per box will be enough. The guard spends most of his time on the second floor during the night. Think about a way to divert suspicions from Westerbrook. Don't want him to come to any harm. Don't forget to return the flask to storage. Think about plan B. Newspaper issue March. Going, gone. Body count rises as vanishings continue across Oakmont. Locals are in a panic with most of the reported disappearances occurring in the Shells, Salvation Harbor, and Grimhaven Bay. Captain Caleb Lyons of the Oakmont Police has put out a call for information. Our evidence suggests a link between these disappearances and the charity organization EOD that has recently risen to prominence among the city's poor, said Lyons. Most of the victims seem to have either joined this group or been a recipient of their alms. We encourage anyone with information to come forward. The Chronicle reminds readers to avoid any suspicious newcomers, especially Innsmouthers, and to remain at home during evening hours. Stay alert.
This Cavendish guy did an impressive investigation, and the EOD is in the center of all of it.
Newspaper issue February. Disturbance in the Shells as fighting breaks out between locals and Innsmouthers. The cause of the conflict appeared to be the disappearance of several women, with locals accusing a group of Innsmouthers of the crime. The Oakmont Police continue to investigate the vanishings, but as yet the case remains unsolved. One source from the Shells reports that traces of fish scales and seaweed were found at multiple victims' homes, which seems to have precipitated the fight. So that's 2 Mind Palace clues in one go. Now, before we go there, metaphysically speaking, I want to see what's going on behind this door. Guns at the ready as always.
I loved you. I always loved you.
You will never understand our cause. My child is blessed by the sea. I'm leaving you, George.
Ouch. I guess that explains the baby carriage out front. To a degree.
George, I can't live like this anymore. There's something I have to tell you.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine. Mine!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Don't tell me this is some sort of supernatural cultist
George?
squid baby.
I can't live like this anymore.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna!
You will never understand our cause. My child is blessed by the sea. I'm leaving you, George.
George Cavendish. He had a wife named Anna. She had a baby that was not his, but blessed by the sea and claimed by the EOD. This caused their split.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Calm down. My name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator.
Right now, you look like someone who's breaking into my house. A burglar. Explain yourself.
Anna sent me. This is like kind of a stretch. We don't know where she is or if she's even alive. And meanwhile, this prick has been trying to poison people all over town, so...
No, Cavendish. Time for you to do some explaining. Care to tell me why you poisoned the fish at the EOD warehouse? And you better not lie to me. Oh, sorry. Is this making you angry? Yeah, two can play at that game, and believe me, I've got plenty of anger for the both of us.
How dare you?
I'm only going to ask politely once. Then my gun will do the talking.
Right on,
Fine.
right on.
Fine. Yes, it was me. But I had a good reason to do it. It all comes back to Anna.
Oh, this should be fun. What's your good reason for poisoning innocent people? You know the EOD are feeding the hungry, don't you?
No, that's exactly the problem. They're not doing it out of charity. They do it to spread their influence and recruit new members. Some of those initiates, as they call them, vanish without a trace. And not just them, they kidnap ordinary folks too.
And poisoning the fish would prevent this how?
Oh, you see, not everyone in this city believes in the EOD yet. They have opposition among the citizens, both rich and poor. A rumor of the EOD's fish being poisonous and several incidents would be enough to undermine the EOD by sparking fear and mistrust.
There must be another way to deal with the EOD. Like, if their crimes are that obvious, why don't you just go to the police?
They're resourceful, those sons of hagfish. They maintain a squeaky clean image, and Kay, they're good at it. I tried going to the police. They were no help at all. And I'm not suicidal enough to make it public and take them to court.
What's Anna got to do with all this?
As you might have already gleaned, she was my wife.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it all starts to come together now.
The EOD robbed me of her. It all started with the free fish. We were all short on food at the time, and then they hooked her with their nonsense about the benevolent sea and greater good. I looked past it for some time, but then...
She became pregnant.
Yes. At first, I was over the moon. But then one day she came to me, that snake, and told me that the child was not mine. She said it was blessed by the sea, that it was demanded by the EOD. Doomed take them! I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't.
What did she mean, blessed by the sea?
What do you think is the cause of Innsmouth syndrome in people?
Living in Innsmouth?
That K-forsaken place has nothing to do with it. It comes from breeding with monsters. These sea creatures they
damn.
call Deep Ones. They take our women and they spoil them with their seed. Then they give birth to degenerate fish-faced offspring.
I mean, I don't want to kink shame or anything, but yeah, that does seem pretty far out there.
Where did you learn all of this? This information about the EOD?
After Anna left, I had nothing. But I did have a lot of time to research Innsmouthers, the EOD, and the story behind them. It is an old and powerful organization. They appeared back in the mid-19th century in Innsmouth, and the first people with the Innsmouth syndrome started showing up around that same time.
Ah, perhaps not coincidentally.
You think?
Of course not. And the EOD is immensely rich. The sudden rise to power of the Blackwood family happened right after they joined them.
So what's your next move?
I was interrupted and couldn't finish my task. The EOD received a fresh haul of fish, but now they're on alert and raised their guard. I understand I'm in no position to ask. But after reviewing all the facts I've presented to you, Mr. Reed,
Oof.
would you agree to help me?
Facts, that's quite a stretch. Yeah, I can't say I condone poisoning random people, but the EOD seems less than trustworthy, so between you deserve to die and I'm listening.
Keep talking. Now, what is it you want from me?
Poison the rest of the fish. It's spreading, but it's not enough. The EOD trusts you enough to deal with me, so it should be simple for you. My agent inside the EOD reports that they've just received a fresh haul. That's your target.
Oof. Not entirely on board with this before I get a broader picture, but again, between you deserve to die and I need a favor.
Your agent inside the EOD. Is he fairly high up the ranks?
Ah, I see where this is going. You need something from the EOD too.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a certain person who may be held by them.
My agent can arrange that. If someone is being held by the EOD, he'll know it. It's a win-win situation.
All right. Look, I'm gonna need to think about this.
Indeed.
Of course. But don't be too long. I'm going to need an answer before I let you go. I hope you can understand why.
What do you mean before I let you go? Okay, see, now we're getting somewhere. The EOD has much more going on than charity organizations. They're dirty, I know it. Whatever they're up to isn't good. You don't say. Yeah, this we already know about. Time to make a choice again, it would seem. On one hand, we've got a desperate savior. George Cavendish became desperate after EOD robbed him of his wife. He's determined to save others from the same fate. And on the other hand, a dangerous psychopath. George Cavendish is a dangerous psychopath who won't hesitate to kill innocents to achieve his goals. Tough one, that. Morally ambiguous indeed. Let me try and comb over this place one more time just to be on the
This
safe side.
Cavendish guy did an impressive investigation, and the EOD is in the center of all of it.
It seems our mind palace is still itching. Anna Cavendish is a zealous servant of EOD, and she will follow any instruction without hesitation. So then we've got a filthy liar. Anna Cavendish is covering up the EOD's shady ambition to take over the city versus an honest benefactor. Anna Cavendish does honest charity work for the people of Oakmont on behalf of EOD. Now see, that I don't buy. Even if she was an innocent bystander to begin with, she really seems brainwashed beyond repair. So let's go with the filthy liar route, see what that uncovers. I should help George Cavendish to loosen the EOD's grip on the city. But yeah, do we really want to be doing that through poisoning potentially innocent people? Man, I don't know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt right now. I mean, I'm not sure if that commits me to anything irreversible right here, right now, but...
So, have you made up your mind?
So it's I'll help or I'll help lie.
Bye. The door won't budge.
Goddamn, I really do need to, shit or get off the pot here, don't I? Oof.
So, have you made up your mind?
Tough one. Because I'm kind of afraid that picking either of these will, what's the word? Just cut off certain avenues to progress through the game later on. Yeah, you know what? Fuck the EOD, indeed.
Your methods stink, and your plan stinks.
Yes.
Still, the EOD is a threat, and I'm not gonna help them anymore. I'm in.
You're doing a great favor for this city, Mr. Reed. Never doubt that.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. Remind me what it is I have to do.
You need to poison the fresh haul of fish at the EOD storage. It's heavily guarded, but you'll figure out something, I've no doubt. I'll be back later. I need to see my agent. Find me after you're done. Here's the address and some ricin. Be very careful with it.
Yeah, will do. I'm not quite ready to die yet.
So maybe we can poison the fish and still try and find a way to prevent it from getting out, while we undermine the EOD all the same, is what I'm hoping for. I know for a fact the poisoner is George Cavendish. I can, emphasis on can, now report this to Anna at the fish market. We've collected a flask of ricin. And George Cavendish gave me a full flask of ricin and asked me to dose a new haul of fish in the EOD's fish storage. He needs this in order to accomplish his goal to undermine EOD's influence in Oakmont. In exchange, he promised to connect me with his contact inside EOD. While meanwhile, we've already got our own contact, being Anna. The fish storage is in the western shelves on Hawking Lane, between Warren Road and Liberty Road. After that, I'll need to meet him at the corner of Hawking Lane and Liberty Road near the storage. So either way, I guess we're headed to the same place. All the same. Hang on. Just a sec. What's going on with 2 gilded icons? Key evidence collected. Nah, I'm gonna head back there because, as we've seen before, there's a world of difference between key evidence collected and all evidence collected. That doesn't even look like a lock, but you know what? I'm gonna chance it anyway.
The door won't budge.
Nah, that didn't help. What else is going on in this building then, aside from Cavendish's apartment? What is it that I have not yet uncovered?
And judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time.
Yeah, skip.
Why keep it around?
We've been through this. See, now this is new.
A lot of fancy dresses locked away in a dark corner for a long time. I'm starting to smell some deep family trauma here.
And I guess that makes all the difference. So, fish market it is. Again, not a big fan of what I am supposed to be about to do. So let's try and see if we can find like a happy medium. Infested area. Now, I hope that doesn't give me a lot of trouble while I'm on the boat. And here we are.
Take as much as you need. It won't cost you a penny. Don't be shy.
So let me go over the instructions again. It's about a new haul of fish in the EOD's fish storage. Ah, god damn it, you guys. My bad. This is on me. There's a difference between the fish market and the fish storage, of course. So what we're really looking for is the western shells on Hawking Lane between Warren and Liberty.
We have enough for everyone.
So that's western shells as opposed to eastern. This is where we really want to be. And there's a fast travel destination right nearby.
Fish? Fresh fish?
So let's go ahead and make use of that. Never really liked this Anna woman in the first place. So where's our fast travel phone booth? Wait, what? Ah, yeah. Anything new, Chief?
Hello again, Daryl. I serve the sea.
Sea be praised, Mr. Reed. Good to see you again.
Mind if I go inside?
Sure, no problem with that. Stay as long as you want.
Daryl, listen to me carefully. If you want to keep breathing, you gotta skip town. Now. You're taking a lot of heat on account of that fish poisoning. The EOD is on it like a dog on a bone, and they will find out the truth eventually.
Why, I don't believe it.
Daryl, I'm saying this only because you're a real stand-up guy and I respect you. Leave this place, forget about the EOD, or it will kill you.
Fine, fine. You've always been on the level with me. I'll leave.
Don't be a stranger, Daryl.
May the sea protect you, Mr. Reed.
Huh. So that's what I like about this game, is that obviously as a player you've got your own branches you can pick and choose and dialogue options and what have you, but underneath all that, our main guy here has got a bit of personality built into him, regardless of which course you take, which is a pretty nifty little touch. Alright, like I said, time to either shit or get off the pot. Okay. So now we can go ahead and report to George. The corner of Hawking and Liberty. Which should be right here. There we are.
It's done. The fish have been poisoned.
Perfect. This will make a decisive blow to the EOD in Alkmaar. You've done a great thing, Mr. Reed.
Your contact better be worth the trouble, George.
He's already waiting for you in the basement of the fish market. His name's Fred. You'll need to tell him a password.
Oh, you're kidding me. Passwords? Again?
Oh, yes. We decided to use this EOD feature against them. Ironic, don't you think? Funny, even.
Right, funny. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just split my sides
Yeah, you're having
laughing.
a bit too much fun there, George.
Anyway, the password is, the sea is a cruel mistress. Good luck.
You know anything about Harriet Doe? A professor from the university.
Harriet. Ah, yes, I remember her. Brilliant anthropologist. It was always a pleasure to read her articles. Is it her you're looking for?
Yeah. She participated in Throgmorton's little, expedition to the depths. That's where the EOD captured her.
Oh, kidnapping promising female scientists from the university must have become a hobby for them. Freaks.
Bye.
So, the basement of the fish market. I guess the good news is that we're still not entirely beyond finding a way to prevent these poisoned fish from getting out to the general public. Or so I'm hoping, because I'm not really looking forward to being an accomplice in any of this. Right, so basement. This is looking suitably basement-ish. This must be our guy.
Hello? Your name Fred?
Might be. What do you want?
It's funny, you know. The water's choppy, the weather bad, and I miss sailing more than ever. It's like they say, the sea is a cruel mistress.
I know what you mean. But listen, I've got a story you might enjoy. You're looking for Professor Doe, ain't that right? The scientist the Order kidnapped. I think we can help each other.
How do you mean? You know where she is?
Slow down, buddy. Helping each other is not the same as let me just tell you everything.
Right on, right on.
Nothing's for free in this city, is it? Figures. All right. Shoot.
You won't regret it. You've seen some of this city now, am I right? You've in England what's coming? I want out of the Order and the city before it hits. Trouble is, it's much easier to get into the Order than to leave. Give the slightest hint of it, you've signed your death warrant. I need somebody to get me out of the city on the quiet. And that's not an easy thing these days, my friend.
I've no idea how to help you with that.
Ain't you a detective? There are people in the city, smugglers, who know what to do. Find them, That's how you can help. See, I've heard whispers about ads in the newspaper. A new ad every week, talking about Salvation Harbor. Maybe start there.
Alright, fine. I'll look into it. But your lead on the professor had better be worth it.
I know where they've got her. I can get you there. You just find me a way out fast, or I might be too dead to be any use to you.
Report to Mr. Throckmorton. Was not expecting that. Because my first inclination would be to head down to the newspaper's office. But then again, what do I know? So, Throckmorton's it is. So that's a 90-degree turn to the right. And then the phone booth should be right around here. Somewhere. Right? I mean, right? Ah, close enough.
I know who's behind Professor Doe's kidnapping. It's an organization called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Most of them stick to the fish market, but they seem to have agents everywhere. Even the university.
I knew there was something fishy about the EOD, the den of those filthy Innsmouthers. I'll tear it to the ground.
Actually, most of the EOD members I met were locals. And for what it's worth, the only Innsmouther I spoke to was a nice guy. You ought to examine your prejudices.
Are you calling me a bigot, Reed?
You know what? Yeah.
Well, that's how you're acting. The Innsmouthers didn't want to end up here, and they didn't do it to spite you. Your hatred leaves them no choice but to retaliate. Can't you see the vicious cycle here?
They killed my son for Kay's sake.
One man, not all of them. If you keep tarring every Innsmouther with the same brush, you'll radicalize them. And then all this will happen again. The only reason the EOD gained power here is because Innsmouthers had nowhere else to turn. You have to stop being part of the problem.
I shall try to think about what you have said.
I so appreciate this because I don't remember there being any Lovecraft game that even dared to touch upon the undertones of racism in his writing. So that's a pretty cool touch right there.
Back to business. I'll continue my search for Professor Doe. I have a promising lead. You have anything else to tell me?
Your task remains the same. Find Harriet and bring her back. You say we are dealing with an entire organization? Well, I have something for you that might help our cause should things take a turn. Now leave. I've heard enough from you.
shotgun. Right on. So, quick recap. Fred told me he knows where the EOD is keeping Professor Harriet Doe, the leader of the lost expedition I am seeking. He won't tell me the location until I arrange safe passage for him out of the city. He suggested using the local smuggling ring. He believes that the smugglers communicate secretly, using advertisements for Salvation Harbor in the local newspaper. Most likely it's a new message each week. Hey Emma, thanks for joining. You don't need to find any lab flasks. No, I appreciate the offer, but it looks like we're way past that right now. But yeah, again, thanks for joining. So the shotgun. I like how that's big ol' Robbie T's idea of contributing to the whole affair. But that makes me a little bit curious about what we can unlock skills-wise. Remain sane for much longer, plus 15%. Yeah, that drains a whole lot faster than at the beginning of the game, but it still doesn't seem to be very problematic. Gain a 50% chance to double quest reward items. It's not bad per se, but it is literally a 50-50 shot. Gain more experience from all sources. And of course, the sooner we get in on that, the more beneficial it's going to be in the long run. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. Meanwhile, falling from heights deals half the damage. I don't remember from falling from any particularly great heights so far. Melee attacks deal slightly more damage, which are pretty much a last resort. Your vitality increases. So there's already an upgrade for the amount of shotgun ammo that we can carry. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna go with the experience bonus while we're still relatively early in the game. That said, let's see if we can go ahead and craft some extra shotgun ammo already. Just to make room for any other items, if nothing else. So yeah, let's go ahead and equip the shotgun by default. And get back to what I was gonna do in the first place, namely inspect the newspaper archives. There we go. So it's a quick right and left to the nearest fast travel point. So on one hand, the good news is we have a shotgun. Happy day. But that also implicates that things are about to get a bit more intense from here on out. So, the smugglers secretly communicate using advertisements for Salvation Harbor in the local newspaper. So, where's the archive again? Ah, here we go. So, region would be local. Wait, hang on, this is a library. Damn it. I thought it looked a whole lot different from last time we were here. My bad. Phone booth it is. Oh yeah, it's around the block, isn't it? And here we are.
Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. So this will be after the flood, concerning Salvation Harbor, section, advertisements. Toothless Bob's wake. The time has come to send Toothless Bob on his final journey. This time to the Seven Oaks Bar at the crossroad of Calm Shore Street and Salvation Road in Western Salvation Harbor. So that's Calm Shore and Salvation. Salvation and Calm Shore. Crossing. Fast travel point is a bit of a ways off, but with a bit of luck, we'll uncover a new one along the way. I'm like half expecting Toothless Bob to not even be an actual person, but should be a good story there. Should it turn out that, in fact, he is. God, I can't believe I missed that. But yeah. Come on, map. Work with me here. Do we have to go through here? Yeah, seems a lot like it. But I guess that's what the shotgun is for. And also the run button. No, I'm good. I'm good. Now I know what's in those fish. I know what goes into making the sausage, so I'm gonna pass on that, if you don't mind. And there's our new fast travel point. But meanwhile, I'm still not seeing any markings. The Seven Oaks Bar, Crossroad of Calmshore, and Salvation Road. Yeah, that's where we're at. The Seven Oaks. There we are. Alright, Emma, thanks again for joining. Talk to you in a bit then. Have a good one. Meanwhile, quick bio break. Be back in like a minute or two. Right, so, Seven Oaks Bar. What have you got for me then?
A little bird told me there are people in Oakmont who can help me leave town.
Maybe, maybe not. What makes you think I know anything?
I've heard they're having a wake for Toothless Bob here.
That may be true, but I don't know you from Adam. Prove you ain't some gumshoe.
Throckmorton. I'm not exactly sure that's gonna get me in this guy's good favors.
Actions speak louder than words. Maybe I can prove myself by helping you out with something. Solving problems is my specialty.
Okay. What about a little favor? Nothing fancy, don't worry. I expected a package to be delivered ages ago, but the courier still hasn't shown. Find out what's taken him so long. Here's the address.
Got it.
One more thing. If you don't find him, bring the package back, will ya? It's a crate full of the water of life, if you catch my drift.
Maybe I'm just being particularly dense at the moment, but truth be told, no, I do not catch his drift. Wait, hang on. This is Prohibition era, isn't it? So it must be a crate of booze we're after. I can get behind that. Yeah, so far I don't really mind. Particularly mind helping this guy out at all.
It's you, the man who made the boss blow a gasket. Caleb never thought a newcomer would make him look such a fool to Mr. Throgmorton.
It's not my fault you guys didn't check the warehouse.
I know. No hard feelings, pal. Impressive work finding the killer. Maybe you can help me with another one. The name's Sam Shaw. Take your drink and let's talk.
Didn't I hear something about a prohibition?
Of course. This place merely sells juice. Old fermented grape juice. A tonic for your health. So, how about that business?
Don't really want to get sidetracked here, but, you know, we're talking about murderers.
We can talk, but I don't work for free.
I know. Still, the task is simple, so I can't offer a lot. I just need a few photos of crime scenes. What do you say?
You're the police officer. Why can't you take the photos yourself?
The cases fell to other detectives, but they've let them slip through the cracks. I can't go behind the backs, but an outsider...
Tell me where to find the bodies.
Here are 3 file cards with names and addresses. Bring me photos of the victims, then I can start to get this moving again. I'll be waiting upstairs for those 3 photos. Please, try to be discreet in this matter.
Take care.
So, first impression, not the most trustworthy of guys, but then again, I have been wrong before. Nothing more to be done here, it seems. So, the bartender can arrange a meeting with the smugglers in return for finding out what happened to his courier. The courier went missing after visiting a house on Levi Coffin Avenue, not far from the crossroad with Marsh Avenue in western Grimhaven Bay. The bartender also asked me to fetch a crate containing the water of life from the house if I have time. Better make the most of it then. So that's western Grimhaven Bay, crossroad of Marsh and Levi. Western Grimhaven, Levi and Marsh. Wait, did I read that correctly? Yeah, it's Levi and Marsh. Damn it. Because that's smack dab in the middle of infested territory. But I guess we didn't get that shotgun for nothing. So might as well go ahead. Take that for a little test drive. I mean, gonna have to face the music sooner or later, am I right? And there's our fast travel point. Which is weird, because there's a mark on it right there. So it's a house on Levi Coffin Avenue, not far from the crossroad. Looks like we're not quite there yet. So let's make a quick 180 and turn left. Tough bastard, isn't he? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Damn. Now, I was about to say maybe I should have started doing this sooner because of the XP points I get from killing monsters, but damn, is our guy fragile. So we're close enough to earning a skill point to try and remedy that, but so far... Yeah, gonna be a bit of a challenge to get there. Damn, that's a lot of guys all at once, though. First aid time, I'm thinking. Back to the shotgun. Please tell me that's all of them for now. Oof. So that's only a single round of shotgun ammo we can craft for the moment. And we're also out of gunpowder for anything else, man. That is some bad news right there. Yep, nope, definitely gonna make a run for it this time. Can we skill this? Thank fuck, yeah. But we still gotta head back in there to get to the place. These fuckers just keep respawning, don't they? I just cornered myself, didn't I? Yeah, okay, so maybe this was not the best decision. Okay, that was definitely not the best decision. But that kind of puts me in a weird spot. I mean, oof. Pretty much out of both ammo and first aid kits, which is not good. Especially while we're working on the main case. Not too happy about this.
Snub it, landlubber.
Now I'm gonna give this one more try. What I'm hoping for is that I manage to find the place and that it turns out to be a relatively safe spot where we can scrounge for some more ammunition and other items. Because there's just no way I'm gonna be able to find that particular door in the midst of all this chaos. So, once again, it's a house on Levi Coven Avenue, not far from the crossroad with Marsh Avenue. Maybe, just maybe, try and approach it from the other side. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna be pretty much screwed for the evening. And we're gonna have to try ahead and pick this up again some other time. Because I'm not particularly in the mood for yet another uphill battle like that right now. So, fingers crossed. And let's try and be on the lookout for any markings along the way. Man, I hope this is it. Yep. That's the good news, but I think I can still hear some growling in the background, which obviously I'm less excited about. Metal scrap, just one item, that's not really gonna solve any of our problems.
Left by something heavy with wheels.
Okay, so it's gotta be like a cart or a wheelbarrow of some kind.
And blood's almost dry. Empty, but reeks of gasoline. I've seen ashes like this before. Well, that's one way to get rid of a corpse.
Why is this place only offering me metal scrap so far? Give me something to work with here, people. And there goes the wall. A whiskey crate. That's good to have, but still, that's only a secondary objective. Right, so first things first. Let's try and craft another first aid kit. Oh, damn! Turns out I could do that all along. Still very, very low on gunpowder here. And there's a little supernatural crime scene thing going on there. Now before I go there, I want to have a quick look-see at the top floor. Like so. What's all this then? Can't carry it. Oh, right, that seems to be like a trap of some kind. Yeah, I'm all maxed out on those, but good to know it's there, should the need arise. Gunpowder, there we are. Oh, it's still not enough for even a single shotgun round, which is kind of a letdown. Yeah, case in point. And there's two of them. Of course there will be two of them. God damn it. Fuck my luck. And it's starting to look like strafing isn't particularly helpful in dodging the spitting projectiles. Which complicates things even further. Is that really all there is? All right. Time to head back to the basement then, I suppose. So, judging by that empty gasoline canister, I want to go ahead and say there's been an attempt to cover up some traces
You're
here.
done, kid. Someone talks to the cops behind my back. Their history. Get 'em, boys.
Okay, so that seems like a logical starting point.
No mercy, boys. He's been asking for this.
Which is where they burned him, I want to say.
Get rid of him. Leave nothing but ashes. Understood?
But then, what's this last bit about them?
Drak. Whose idea was it to hide the crates in such a stupid way?
Time to figure this out.
Drak. Whose idea was it to hide the crates in such a stupid way? You're done, kid. Someone talks to the cops behind... No mercy, boys. He's been asking for this. Get rid of him. Leave nothing but ashes. Understood?
Someone was looking for a crate here and was brutally killed. The crew that did it were headed up by a guy in a wheelchair.
So that's where those markings on the floor were from. All evidence collected, that's what I want to hear. Right on. And this is where we go back to the bartender, I suppose, at the Seven Oaks, Western Salvation Harbor. Now the bad news is I'm gonna have to run through infested territory all over again to get to the fast travel point. Or I could just make my way back around. Yeah, why make things any more difficult than they already are? See, there's the music cue already. I was already this close to entering a world of shit. So let's not take any chances here.
What's your problem?
No, you. Yep, still on the right track. And there's our phone booth.
Well, I found your courier. I hate to break it to you, but he's dead. Someone didn't like him talking to the cops, and, well, they made it pretty savage.
Oh, okay, I'm dead. He might think I was in on it.
He? Who's he?
The boss.
Not my problem. Just tell me what I want to know. Who do I gotta see to get a man out of the city?
That was
You're
the
on
deal
there,
after
pal.
all.
It is your problem. The boss is the only one who can arrange a bon voyage. There, a newcomer. Here's the note with your instructions. Beyond that, you're on your own.
Okay, thanks. Here's your water of life.
Shh, keep it down, pal. Not too shabby, newcomer. You deserve a reward for this.
That I do.
Bye.
Six bullets. Really? That's all we're gonna get out of this. Well, I guess a bullet is a bullet. So, a man in a wheelchair made an example of the courier by burning him alive for his betrayal. Which is nothing that we didn't know already. Meanwhile, bartender's instructions, rendezvous point and alley on Windmill Avenue between Octopus Avenue and Skipper Road. Southern Salvation Harbor. Question, what does one do with a dog? Answer, the dog is rabid, so it must be killed. Yeah. You know what, guys? I want to go ahead and say that there's been quite a bit of progress tonight, and it is getting kind of late where I am. So that's about it for tonight. For anyone who's been watching, thanks for joining, and I hope to see you again next time. Have a good one for now. See you then.